I had no idea what I was getting myself into when I booked a one-way flight to Iceland. Living out of my Subaru back home wasn't working anymore, so I grabbed the cheapest van I could and hit the ring road completely solo.
Welcome to my van in Iceland. I booked a last-minute budget trip to Iceland solo, where I'm going to be living out of this van and having an absolute blast. Yes, it's summer, but it is chilly. It has been chucking it down rain all day long. I got here into Iceland actually quite early in the morning. I picked up the van midday, remembered that I do know how to drive manual, but it's been a long time, so that's a little rough. And then I came to this campground and knocked out. I was so sleep deprived. I've gotten a really good nap in. Now, of course, it's late evening, so I'm just fiddling with things, trying to figure out where I want things stored. As a full-time vehicle dweller already, I kind of know how I like things to be set up, and it's just all about making this space work for me and how it's going to work for this awesome trip. I'm so excited to bring you guys along. It's going to be a multi-video series while I have some awesome adventures here in Iceland and really just catch the cool vibes. I'm going to take the opportunity while it's not currently raining to try to organize a little bit of this system that they have here. So this is the smallest, most basic van that this company rents, which is fine because your girl's working with the budget here. And this is actually bigger than the Subaru Forester that I live out of. I'm excited to have this space, but I just want to make the space work as best as possible for me. I'm just trying to make it a little bit more feasible. So some things that it came with, this gas can and this stove thing that goes together. I think I bought this, but I don't have a stove to use this on. So that's interesting. You know, since Iceland is the third most expensive country in the world, I would bring some dehydrated food that I already had from back home to try to save a little bit of moolah. Also came with a couple of cups, a couple of bowls, plates, some basic utensils, can opener, bottle opener, you know, the essentials. The one thing my van does not have that I hope I do not deeply regret is a heater. There's no heater here. I mean, it's summer, right? Listen, I don't have a diesel heater in my Subaru Forester. I lived in it all winter. Some of the winter I was in cold locations and I was fine. I have a sleeping bag that I rented. I brought a fleece sleeping bag liner and I have warm layers. So here's to hoping I can make it work. This is the campground. We've got bathrooms here. There is a laundry over there, and then I'll show you around the rest. It's the communal kitchen. It looks really busy right now. I need to introduce you to my little friend here. This is Steven Seagal. What should we call the van? Under Siege? Attack Force? General Commander? Let me know. This is a cheese sauce packet. Let's see, what did it say to do again? Tear open, discard. Okay, did that. Remove cheddar, mix. Bam. Add 2 cups of boiling water. Reseal. Marvel at life. Check. My little food in here. Keep it warm. My little food baby. Alright, while my food is preparing itself, let's chat for a moment while we're marveling at life. So I got here to Iceland earlier today, as I mentioned. I'm sorry that I didn't take you along for the entire journey through the airport upon arrival, picking up the van, and even my first little trip to the grocery store wasn't documented. And that was because I was just tired and trying to figure out all the logistics of landing in a foreign country. I have been here before, so there are things that were familiar, but there are also some differences. Like this time I'm driving the van and I had to remember how to drive manual, which is fine. I learned to drive on a manual, but it's had its moments. It's only gonna get better, I swear. Dealing with all of the stressors of that, on top of being really tired. I had a really awesome time in my last video if you didn't check it out, but it left me feeling pretty fatigued. I had a lot on my plate when I got here. Moving forward though, we're gonna do this adventure together, starting with night one, dinner one, and we're gonna find out how cold it really gets in here. So I'm using a packing cube stuffed with clothes for my pillow. It's gonna work just fine. Just so excited to be here. I'm so happy to be back. I've wanted to return ever since I left 7 years ago. I love this country and I hope you fall in love with it through this journey as well. Time for dessert. Yay to have my Icelandic skyr. It's like, if you've never had it before, it's basically just like yogurt, but it's really thick. And like, this one's quite moussey. It's strawberry lime. This is so good. Oh, it's puff. Ooh, I like that. This is good for dessert. I'm gonna enjoy my yogurt, try to go back to sleep pretty soon, and I'll see you in the morning. I don't want to fill up a whole bunch of your time of me just bumming around here in the van tonight when there's so much good stuff to see here in Iceland, and I look forward to sharing that with you. So I'll see you in the morning. Good night. There's a hike I really want to go do this morning. It's nearby, but it goes to a geothermal river where you can go in and soak in the hot springs in this valley. But I do have a sprained ankle and I'm supposed to be healing while I'm here in Iceland. There are local pools with geothermal waters that locals use. Apparently this town has a really nice one. No hike needed, but that valley is calling me.
Turn left.
I missed my turn. What do I do now?
In 200 meters, turn right.
A country that brushes the Arctic Circle has over 10,000 waterfalls and the largest glacier in Europe, and endless geothermal wonders. Iceland's landscape feel like magic. Not to mention that it's been ranked the safest country in the world for 14 years running.
How cool is that parking system? It just surveils your vehicle. You put in the license plate, it figures out which vehicle is yours, and it charges you for the time that you've been here accordingly. I haven't been here very long, just came, put up the drone. I wanted to show you the beautiful landscape. The sun is out, take advantage of that. And now I'm going to figure out something else to do, something that I can do with a sprained ankle that is in recovery. So I'm being responsible. Imagine.
Nestled in Iceland's geothermically active south, Hofregardi is known as the hot spring town. Steam rises from the ground right in the middle of town, feeding greenhouses that grow everything from bananas to bright-colored flowers year-round.
I'm in town. I parked by the pool. This pool is heated with geothermal waters. And there's a park right here that has a little waterfall, so we can go see that. I'm not doing any hikes, but I'm not confined entirely to the van. Hiking map. Look at all the hiking trails around. This is where we are here. Excited by the prospect of bringing you to some more local, I don't know, just like real life Icelandic living in this series, but I'm also going to go to some tourist things like what we're doing right now, which is a geothermal park. Beautiful gardens. Good morning. Good morning. I'd like to enter, please.
Deep beneath Iceland, volcanic energy powers daily life. Geothermal heat is harnessed through wells that tap into naturally heated water and steam, providing nearly all the nation's heating needs. It warms homes, powers greenhouses, generates electricity, and even heats city sidewalks to melt snow.
Geothermal steam. Tomatoes. Yeah, sorry about the lights. Look at that. I think you can soak your feet here. Yeah, this is the bath where you can soak your feet. You have to wash them off over here first. Apparently this spring and some of the other ones around here, they stopped having water flow to them after a big earthquake in 2008. What I do here that is kind of interesting is they use the hot geothermal water to boil eggs. So I think I should be able to go check that out right now. I don't know if I have to buy eggs or what the deal is, but let's see.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
You have got eggs ready?
No, this is for a fruit that's
The rye bread is really good. It tastes like raisin bran.
Okay.
That's the only thing I know to explain. Very dense. I saw a recipe. If you want to try it, I'll post it. You can take a screenshot, but I assume you won't be cooking it in a geothermal oven. Alright, I'm back at the van. It is my plan to now visit the swimming pool. I need a shower anyway. It'll be required to shower before I get in the pool. And the warm water actually sounds really good right now. So yeah, let's go see how this whole thing works. realize I was recording. My swimming pool. I had a lovely soak in the warm pools, followed by a cold plunge, followed by more warm pools, and then finally a shower at the end. So I'm feeling relaxed, refreshed, and clean. I'm headed to the grocery store. I only need to grab like a couple of little things. I thought it would be interesting for me to share some prices of things since this is the third most expensive country in the world and essentially everything has to be imported. My van is so aggressive. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Scare of the day. A little thing of milk. Dry shampoo. And butter. Okay, bye-bye, Hefregardi. No idea if I'm saying that right. Hefregardi. Hefregardi. At a pretty well-known tomato farm. It's like greenhouses full of tomatoes. They have a formal restaurant here that requires months of in advance reservations. I don't have that. Plus, it's more expensive, I think. So we're gonna check out the bistro/wine bar and see what I can get for lunch. I mean, tomato soup sounds awesome. I have no idea if that's on the menu, but let's find out what there is. I think first a trip to the visitor center just to see what the options are here.
Friedheimer, Iceland's famous greenhouse farm, tomatoes grow year-round under geothermal heat and sunlight, served fresh in their signature tomato soup right beside the plants. Although not given access to the full menu, I was able to grab a cup of delicious, bright, well-seasoned tomato soup at the bar, as well as a piece of bread.
I'm glad I decided to go over to the main place first because I was able to pick up a cup of tomato soup with a piece of bread for about $12 US at the bar. It was pretty crowded at the bar, but still delicious, warm, hearty, fresh tomato soup. It's just exactly what I wanted. So everything is working out perfectly. They had a ton of tomato flavored things, tomato teas and coffees. It's like a tomato latte. Of course, a whole assortment of Bloody Marys. Something that caught my eye was the cheesecake with tomato jam. That is neither in the diet or on the budget, so we had to skip that one. But if there was one other thing I was going to get, it would have been that. I have an idea. Why don't we go chase waterfalls? I needed a coffee. There's an American School Bus Cafe. I think it was just calling to me. Emergency stop for caffeine. Look at that. This is the kind of stuff that makes Iceland so incredible. I'm gonna see about camping here. I'm pretty much only seeing caravans, like travel trailers. So I don't know if they'll let me be here in a van, but I'm gonna ask.
Wild camping isn't permitted in Iceland, but campgrounds are very prevalent. While in some areas of the country towns can be sparse, most towns will have a campground and swimming pool. Camping can also be found in areas between towns on portions of land that farmers have converted to accommodate tourists, as is the case here. It can take some getting used to, but it feels like a warm welcome into someone's home.
Getting better with the van all the time. I am successfully parking without popping the clutch. Took me a while to remember the order of operations for that specifically. Accelerating, I was good. Braking took a second for me to remember that I can just throw it in neutral, brake, and gear down to the appropriate gear when I'm accelerating again. And now I've got the parking remembered. It's been quite a few years. I did learn to drive on a manual transmission, so the knowledge is there. It was buried. That camp for the night, kind of an interesting camp. I think it's probably, actually, I don't really know. It's just a bit off the beaten path, it seems like. But I was tired. I drove past this place and thought, all right, this is gonna work. There's an interesting little hut over yonder. I'm gonna explore it a little bit and bring you along. And it's only about 4:30, so it's still pretty early, but I think I want to relax for a bit this evening and yeah, just take it easy and soak it all in. So, reminds me of like a little hobbit house. I've decided not to get too close just in case that's kind of disrespectful, so I'm gonna just go back to the van. I want to show you something though. Over here, these like travel trailers with that little outside shelter thing. Pretty much all of the travel trailers have them. It seems like a very popular thing to do, and I like that idea because you really have like outdoor space but protected from the elements and bugs. Hi, we're ending the video like this because I am tired. I've been working for the past 4.5 hours or so, and I have 51 minutes left while I upload a video that I have to stay awake. I'm freezing. Imagine living in an unheated van in Iceland. You might be cold, even though it is August. So I'm already cozy here, but I have to stay awake so that I can unplug everything and hopefully not use all of my battery power while uploading this evening. But I want to thank you for joining me so far on this journey. It's a blast. I'm excited for what's to come, and I hope you want to come along. So make sure you're subscribed, turn on notifications so you can check it out when I upload. And special shout out to channel members. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Good night.